Today we will look at physical abuse. Not only will we take a look at the main points associated with physical abuse, but we will also see a brief dramatization that illustrates this concept.
Do you feel isolated, trapped, intimidated, or humiliated? Are you being controlled and criticized by an intimate partner? Physical abuse has been an integrated part of many lives of women throughout history. Physical abuse portrays a situation in which one person in a relationship or marriage tries to dominate and control the other person. Victims of domestic violence may be men or women, although females are more commonly mistreated. In fact, women are almost 8 times more likely to be victimized by a spouse than men. People with abusive personalities give off clues from the very beginning of a relationship, usually through their verbal communication. This topic is extremely important because knowing the signs of an abusive personality is the first step in avoiding involvement in such a relationship. So Catherine, what brings you to my office today? Did the Prozac help relieve your depression symptoms?
Yeah, but it's all about my sister today.
Oh, please do share. How can I help you today?
Well, Doc, it all began when Karen was just 14 years old. She met Richard. He was 19, a journeyman electrician working in the construction business. Just like our father. Dad loved him. He was young and had an apprenticeship with long hours and low pay, but yet so inspirational.
So he was the ideal boyfriend for Karen, it seemed.
Yeah, we all thought so. He became a part of family activities. By the time Karen turned 15, her and Rich were going steady. She had no social life. Occasionally, Karen would speak to boys at school. Rich would become moody and silent. He said they were immature, and he made my sister promise she would never even pay attention to them. He planned to get married ASAP. In fact, the marriage was scheduled soon after her 17th birthday. Karen looked beautiful. We were all pleased. Who cared if she didn't graduate from high school or anything? She was getting married. They began their married life in a 3-bedroom house Mom gave them as a wedding gift. Within 3 months, she was pregnant. Then soon after, I had a party. Got to celebrate. We had a couple of drinks. We were drunk. She went home, and as soon as Rich closed the door, he viciously punched her in her face. She reeled back in horror and surprise. He accused her of flirting with my husband. He said she was having an affair with my husband. Like, really.
Oh no, then what happened?
He threatened to kill her and her daughter. And that's when she finally decided to tell Mom and Dad. But they didn't believe her. They said she was exaggerating and she should be a better housewife. Finally, after Rich beat her, she packed up my little niece and went to transition house for battered women. She had bruises on her neck, face, everywhere. After 5 years of marriage, she decided to separate from him, went to court, began her high school diploma, and put our niece in camp. We were so proud until 2 weeks later, Rich broke into her house, locked the children into the bedroom, beat Karen and shot her, then went to the basement and hung himself. That's how Dad saw it 2 days later after he went for a casual visit.
If people are aware that abuse usually escalates from verbal or psychological to physical, they may be more willing to confront verbal abuse at the outset, before it escalates and before they become invested in a relationship with an abusive person. It is easier to walk away at the first signs of abuse than to wait until it grows to the point where someone is psychologically or physically damaged. It is time to face the reality about physical abuse. Learn more through the textbook Looking Out, Looking In, on pages 412 and 413.
A message brought to you from Oliva and Mellissa.